All right, NFTO, thanks for joining us here on Air Sports News.
Hello. Hi. Good morning. Morning, afternoon.
Let's find out where everybody is. Julia Swallow, I imagine you're in Portugal.
Yes, unfortunately. I wish I was at Hibblestone, and I didn't think I'd ever say that, but I do.
Down at Hibblestone, we have Anna and Sharon Vanya. Where exactly are you? Are you on the drop zone right now?
Sadly not. We're on a weather hold because it is windy, very windy and rainy and grey. So to find some good Wi-Fi, we thought we need to come down to the pub for a Diet Coke and a cup of tea.
You know, you're absolutely amazing that you've put yourself out so much for this media event that you would do that. So thank you very much. So my old stomping ground, Hibblestone, the home of the British Nationals. I think it's 2000 or 2001. Do you know when it was? When it changed from Sibson?
A long time ago now, probably even before that.
Well, we did 99 at Sibson, so it's probably 20 years. 20 years here.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the Nationals, is it? What's going on? Tell me what's happening.
Sorry, I've just messed up my screen. Hold on. We'll go that. There we go. That'll do that. That'll do. So yeah, what's going on? It's not the Nationals, so it's because for social distancing they can't really. It's not sort of the right thing to host a full-on Nationals. They're just doing a small, more informal competition, and so it's called the non-Nationals or unofficial Nationals. But actually, it's turned out moderate size. Actually, they've got 30 teams, including BFS. So they've got three 8-ways, 2 BFS, and a lot of a decent number of 4-way teams, basically, which is really good. It's obviously they wouldn't want to do any more because of social distancing, because of the old virus. But yeah, so we're doing it for the competition experience, trying to get our brains into the competition zone anyway.
And how is the drop zone different than it would be during normal operations? Masks,
yeah.
A lot of masks.
Loads of masks whenever you're inside. Obviously, we're kind of breaking the rules now, but we all went just out of our own volition, went and had virus tests before the event, so that when we got together, we felt we could creep and prepare ourselves properly. But yeah, lots of masks, lots of sanitizer. Obviously there's one-way systems around the club, the room, the canteen, the cafeteria area, whatever. But yeah, I mean, the idea obviously is that you'd spend a lot more time outside, but the weather is so dire that everyone's sort of hiding in their own little bubble in the corners, either in the canteen or in the packing area.
Yeah, so we've got a team room.
We've got a team room just to sort of try and keep space.
Yeah.
And Julia, down there, Skydive Algarve and Skydive Spain have both reopened.
Yeah, and very similar thing really. Masks are on. Everybody's abiding to the rules. Everybody feels clean and safe there. It's not massively busy, but every now and then you get a decent sized group and everyone's wearing the masks and everything. So yeah, everyone's accepting what it's like and getting on with it. Well,
that's the background of what you're doing and where you are right now. But it is NFTO, the current reigning undisputed indoor and outdoor British champions of 4-way skydiving. Last time I saw you all together was at Wind Games in Ampere Brava in February. Have you been together since then?
Yeah, so we started a training camp, outdoor training camp in March. So we're in Skydive Algarve just before lockdown happened. We managed 2.5 days training, and then everything was stopped there and then. And we've not met in person since then, but we've been meeting via Zoom and just keeping in comms that way.
Had Roy coach doing bits of coaching with us on Zoom as well. So Roy's done some remote coaching with us as well, which has been great.
Yeah, like for everybody and everybody I speak to in aviation, all the plans for the year have gone out the window. But one thing I'm finding from people is, even though it's been a disruption to the calendar and to your very carefully put down minute by minute plans for the year and for the training up to Tanai, people have enjoyed this unexpected downtime. Give the bodies a rest, give the minds a rest, take care of other things other than being in the sky. Have you found that as well?
Absolutely. No work at all, so no money.
No money.
But rather than stressing about not having any money, just enjoyed the time. Never ever have time, so exercising on the little bit of time that we can have. Good food, okay company, okay. But yeah, it's been. I've really enjoyed it. You do?
For me, it was kind of the opposite. For the it stopped me dashing around the world team training, so it forced me to be a bit calmer at the weekends. But actually, the work still was full on, because in the medical world I was just full on. So now I've actually finally stopped, because I've just done my last official working day in the regular army. So I'm now finally stopped, and I've got a time to train with the girls and Simon. So we've got time to train again. But for me, it's the inverse. Now I'm looking forward to the breather, but it's been a very interesting time to be working in Green Panther, for sure.
Congratulations on your retirement, by the way.
Thank you. I'm now a pensioner.
Vanya, how's it been for you these last few months during the lockdown?
I mean, it's been nice because I've been at home with the family and things, but I'm a sports therapist, so I've not been able to work at all. And so I found it, and I really missed the skydiving, because obviously the team we're such a, we enjoy spending the time together, and to suddenly not see anyone for 3 months or 4 months or whatever it was is, I think it's quite tough, really. So I was really excited about, this week, sort of getting back together and doing a little bit of jumping. So, I mean, it's obviously changed all the plans, because really this August was the big year for us, with Russia. So now we've got another 12 months to sort of plan out instead, with less money. So that's the problem.
Yeah. And Win Games, that was your first official event together with Julia. Julia, tell me, how did it come about that you joined NFCO? How long did the process take from the first discussion to Win Games?
Not very long, really. I was just filling in for I think it was Kate at the time. I can't remember now because I filled in for a couple of them. But we were in France, and I don't know. We just started flying together, but that was just a one-off. And then came home, and that was the end of it, really. And then there was some potential changes in the team, and so they then spoke to Kate and spoke to the rest of the team, and then it just all sort of came about very quickly. Wasn't really part of my plan to come back into a team at the moment anyway, but I'm loving it. I loved it as soon as we got to train in Bedford, and then we went to Ampuria, and I kind of felt like I hadn't been away. I mean, it was 3.5 years since I'd been jumping, and yeah, it felt like I hadn't been away at all, and my passion was still there, which is nice.
Yeah, it's interesting having 3.5 years without a skydive. Reminds me of the last time I saw Anna when we were jumping together, doing a little bit of four-way in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in the plane with us who said, I'm a little bit nervous, I've not jumped for a while. And we were like, okay, don't worry about it. Hey, maybe you've had the summer off or something like this. We landed and he'd not jumped for 6 years.
Yes, yeah. But all skydive Abu Dhabi.
Yes. So that was quite a surprise. That was quite good fun. So being there at Hibblesdale for the girls in the top left-hand corner of my screen, it must be a strange feeling. I can't remember any year that the Nationals has not happened, and to be there at this event, which is the Not Nationals, how's the atmosphere?
I mean, I guess within on the DZ, it's kind of almost very similar. Kind of, there's lots of people who haven't seen each other for a while, so it's good to catch up with people. For us as a team, we're trying to keep the discipline of actually making ourselves focus and treat it like a competition, like a big important competition. Anyway, even though our closest main podium rivals aren't here, are they this time? So we don't have Chimeras, don't have Eros with us. So it's more challenging to get us into that competition mode, but that's what we're trying to, part of the reason that we're doing the competition is trying to keep us in competition mode. And I think once we get onto round one, hopefully first thing tomorrow morning, they'll get the first round one nerves back again to keep us in the competition mindset.
Is the forecast looking good for Sunday morning?
Oh, fabulous. Yeah, absolutely fabulous.
2 rounds, maybe 3.
It's so unfortunate.
British weather, fabulous.
Yeah, but the British weather has been amazing for most of the summer, and then clearly you just have to say, let's hold a skydiving competition, and it all changes. I mean, we've got the worst low pressure coming across the country. It's crazy. I mean, really, the wind now is gusting 35 knots or something, and it was pouring with rain the whole day yesterday. I don't think the wind's going to drop for the rest of the day, and there's like a tiny window tomorrow morning, basically, when maybe it's in jumpable. But I mean, it's.
Oh, I think it looks great. Rather testing.
For me personally, I've hardly actually been anywhere, so social distancing and sticking by the mandates is quite easy. But on a drop zone, we're all used to hugging each other and hundreds of people around. That must have been a strange environment.
Yeah.
That's what we do, is it, from a distance?
Hug or mwah, mwah. I'm like 2 meter kiss.
Incredible. And in the aircraft, is it masks on under the helmets in the aircraft?
All the way up the top, basically, until the door opens.
Door opens, you can take your mask off.
But visor closed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, visor closed. Yeah.
So, Julia, as well, bringing you back into the conversation. Coming now for the rescheduled championships, the outdoor and the indoor as well. Have you got a new training plan in place yet, or is it too early to decide?
It's a bit too early to decide, unfortunately, because I'm about to have quite a large surgery done on my arm because when we started jumping in March, I hurt my arm quite a lot and I haven't jumped for 3.5 years. I've been carrying an injury for the last 2.5 years without really knowing the seriousness of it until I started jumping, and then in a way, us being in lockdown has actually done me a bit of a favour because I've partially torn a tendon in my bicep, so it wouldn't have been possible for me to have jumped this year. So now I can get the surgery done and get myself fixed, so I can do the training plan that we had in mind. So weirdly, this has all kind of worked in my favour. It's not as ideal for NFTO because I should be at the competition with them now, but my surgery is in 2 weeks. It will take a number of months to recover, and then my guns will be back on track.
Fantastic. And during this weekend at Hibblestone, do you have any seminars or any training talks or programs going on for the rest of the people there or not?
So there's no official seminars, but we've been helping out as much as possible. I've got a couple of teams that I'm coaching, but we've all been loitering and helping as much as possible.
I mean, there's lots of questions because I think most people haven't jumped or haven't been jumping very much. So there's quite a lot of scratch teams around, and it's sort of, you walk past and someone says, so which way do we turn a block 19 then? And the questions like that. So you suddenly say, oh my gosh, we've been trying to help as much as we can.
And I think it's really nice to see Alola, the younger ladies team, female team, coming along. And they've been going on for how many years have you been working with them?
But they're doing really well.
They're really looking really well. It's nice to see this sort of potentially another generation of female team coming up there. They've been sort of really motivated and focused, those girls. Great to see.
Was there ever any doubt in your mind about being at this event once it was officially cancelled, the Nationals for 2020? It seemed that this event was decided on almost immediately. Were you always going to do that as a team?
So for us, we wanted any opportunity that we could to train and also have competition practice. So as soon as it was announced, we penciled it in, but I think we're fairly open-minded now, so we know that anything could happen, anything can change at any point. So I'm looking at borders opening, borders change, and so I think we all have to be fairly flexible and open-minded, but you still need to have some sort of plan. So still say, yes, we're going to do it, and if the day before it's cancelled, then so be it. But I think if we give up on everything, then you're just not going to train this year.
Yeah.
And I mean, we are in a very fortunate position that we're actually jumping with Milko for this competition instead of Jules. So, which has been a really good experience because obviously we haven't flown with him before. And
it's done well. I've done a couple of scouts.
Is it outside centre?
He's not Jules though.
Yes.
Little piece back there.
Sorry.
Outside centre is Jules' slot. Is that correct?
Yeah,
that's great.
And so you've all moved your slots.
Yeah, so Jules has been outside this season because she's got more experience than me, so she's got much better sort of observation than me. And much more as far more experienced jumper, so that made
You've
sense.
moved back into your original
I've gone back to my old slot. Jules has come back into outside centre. It made more sense with Jules' high level experience, which was great. Because I can have the warm seats, which is great.
Well, brilliant. Well, I wish you all the best, guys, for whatever may be. But when's the next time you're actually all going to be together, the 5 of you?
2023. No, so
Maybe
together.
So we'll
Potentially in November.
but so potentially some tunnel in November, and hopefully see how Jules as we have doing. If not, we'll try and fly with Roy as a player coach. So do some more winter tunnel whilst Jules slowly heals, and then be raring to go once Jules is back in action properly.
Great. Well, it's been fantastic to catch up with you. I hope you get in the air, you people, you three, and Jules. I hope to see you back with the team at the earliest opportunity. But thanks very much for joining us on Air Sports News.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.